right, today is Bill and Hillary Clinton's 41st wedding anniversary. We know that they're a little busy right now, so we came up with some cards that they can send to each other. Aww. Yeah. This first one's for Hillary to give Bill. It says, "You still make me weak in the knees." Inside it says, or maybe it's pneumonia again. I mean, well, here's a card that Bill can send to Hillary. It says, "I love you with a fiery passion and hunger for you. You consume my thoughts." That's sweet. Inside it says, "Happy birthday, Diane. Sorry I couldn't be with you. It's my anniversary with Hillary."
Hillary Clinton campaigned in Florida today with Al Gore. You're making Al Gore go back to Florida? That's so cruel. That's like making Joe Frazier go back to Manila.
He's just suspended from the show yesterday. Now the reports are that he's going to be gone permanently, which just goes to show you nothing good ever happened on a bus. It's never happened. And this Donald Trump will not rest until every Bush is destroyed. He started with Jeb. Next, Billy.
Here, a new national poll found that Democrats now have a significant lead over Republicans in the congressional races. Republicans said, and there's only one man to blame for this. And Donald Trump said, "Exactly, Billy Bush."
Headlines and punchlines, but the topics grow more serious when we take a look at the emails released by WikiLeaks. We spoke of it earlier, but it bears repetition. An offensive conversation via email between Clinton Communications Director Jennifer Palmieri and John Halpin, who is at one of the leftist think tank / political organizations concerning conservative Catholics. In it, she writes, "I imagine they think it is the most socially acceptable, politically conservative religion their rich friends wouldn't understand if they became evangelicals." For reaction to this, we are very pleased to welcome in a lady who has done pretty well for herself on the internet. She is the founder of LibertyJuice.com. I don't know if that comes in one of the little boxes with a straw, but Brittany Pounders, it's good to have you here on America Talks Live. So many of these emails, but I understand this afternoon Donald Trump has already set up a call or is going to meet with Roman Catholic leaders here in the United States. Will this be something that pries loose a Catholic vote that a lot of people thought was going to go to Hillary Clinton?
Look, the left's attack on the religious right is nothing new. Who cares? I find the irony so bizarre that we're focusing on one flippant remark made by a staffer, something Hillary didn't even say, when we have Trump at the top of our ticket who has offended every single demographic under attack. Name me one group that Trump has not taken on, from blacks, Mexicans, Jews, disabled, handicapped, women. Name me one. And instead of focusing on cleaning your own house, we're pretending to be aghast about a week where two staffers mocked Catholics.
All right, well, then let's take another tack with this. As you say, Donald Trump has offended everybody. Of course, he made a distinction between those who come here legally and illegally, a distinction Mrs. Clinton doesn't want to make, because instead of getting out the vote, now the option of the left is bringing in a new vote, accelerating past citizenship. Now we see what has happened in California, where Jerry Brown has signed legislation saying, forget about being a citizen, you can vote, and heck, even if you came here illegally and you're a lawyer, we're going to admit you to the bar. So much for equal justice under law when you enfranchise those who are not even citizens. So you ask for the rejoinder, I offer it to you. But my point is this, Brittany. We had Mrs. Clinton single out Trump supporters as belonging in a basket of deplorables who were irredeemable. And just yesterday, President Bill Clinton on the stump in Fort Myers, Florida, and perhaps he was trying to take the sting out of it a little bit, but I believe his words were, hey, you know, that Trump's base is all the guys I grew up with, and rednecks. So is that going to win friends and influence people? Certainly, you have to admit that is an elitist approach that certainly is not the culture and heritage of the Democratic Party of the 20th century or the early 21st century.
You'll never get me to defend Hillary and Bill Clinton. I think they are deplorable. But look, Trump has single-handedly shown the entire country that an astounding number of American Christians are willing to sacrifice the crotches of their daughters to protect their interests. And he's made us no different than Hillary Clinton, both of them willing to protect their men and enable their men in order to win this presidency.
All right, let's welcome in Jeff Crouere, who is joining us via Skype from Louisiana. Jeff, we appreciate your time. We were talking about the emails among staffers and think tank muckety-mucks on the left disparaging conservative Catholicism. Louisiana, a southern state, but a state with a quite concentrated population of Roman Catholics. How is all this WikiLeaks anti-Catholic stuff playing down there by the bayou?
Not well, not well. In fact, Hillary Clinton already was unpopular here, JD, and this just makes it even worse. Obviously, it's a big deal because Catholics need to know about this. I saw a poll where Catholics really had given her a 20-point lead over Donald Trump. So this is really an important issue, and I really think all these WikiLeaks disclosures need to be covered by the media a lot more. We have the media focusing on all this Donald Trump talk from 11 years ago, and all this new information is being overlooked. There is a bias against believers among the Hillary Clinton camp, and that needs to be exposed, JD. All
right, Jeff, listen, we're going to try to get a little bit better link with you via Skype. We appreciate it. But here on America Talks Live, we also use the telephones at 1-877-NEWSMAX. That's 1-877-639-7629. Let's head out west to Boise, Idaho, where Larry is standing by. Larry, I understand you're casting a critical eye toward the rift in the Republican Party that's occurring.
Oh, absolutely. I've called the RNC trying to get in touch with them. I just called our local mayor and congratulated him for not backing down. I've been watching this since I was about 10 years old. I'm 70 now, so it's been a long time. But this whole thing of Republicans saying, oh, it's so bad that we've had Clinton and Obama, but they're backing Clinton by backing down from supporting their nominee, Trump. I don't like what Trump does. I've not liked him from the first I've ever seen him and listened to him, but he's the man that can do something. But if we want to do something as a nation, we've got to stand by the man, back him to the presidency, get our Supreme Court with a good Supreme Court justice on the board that believes in the Constitution, believes in the First Amendment, believes in the Second Amendment, and the others that follow. But we don't have that support. The Democrats would go, and they have with Hillary. They have gone to the wall for her.
Well, even with another Clinton, I recall when I was serving in Congress, Larry, we had a situation where it was a heavy-duty vote, and sadly, by my lights, and I think by the lights of the folks who pass the laws and look at the laws, sadly, President Clinton committed perjury. That's an impeachable offense. We voted to impeach Mr. Clinton. The Democrats got on buses and went down to the White House standing behind Bill Clinton. So it is very curious, the loyalty of the left as opposed to what happens on the right. But let me bring in Brittany on this, because Brittany, perhaps you have gotten an inkling of this over the last 6 years, and that explains some of the attraction of Donald Trump and the Trump phenomenon. As we've looked at it, and for the past 6 years, I've made the point, heck, as a former member of Congress, it's not so much Republicans and Democrats anymore as it is the Washington establishment versus the rest of us. Now, no matter where you line up on the political spectrum, is there more than just a passing element of truth in that?
Look, we've gotten exactly where we are because Americans have thrown a temper tantrum. Instead of using their principles and using their logic and using their convictions, they have elected a degenerate that can rival nobody other than Hillary Clinton. I keep hearing you talk about Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton needs to be taken off the table for good now because we've accepted our own degenerate and our own reprobate. And so we have no moral fortitude left, no moral standing in this world to be able to attack Bill Clinton and the lechers on the left. We have embraced our own. And so look, bottom line is this. Let's be honest. If Trump had said this, his base would have roared with approval. They wouldn't be clucking in indignation. They'd spin this into something like he's totally right because, 2 Corinthians said so.
Brittany, somehow I sense you're saying a pox on everyone's house, but I shan't put one on yours. We appreciate having a discussion with you. Look forward to having you back again as you are there at libertyjuice.com on the internet. Thanks very much, Brittany, and also to Jeff Crouere. Sorry that our Bayou Skype wasn't working so well today. Back with This Day in History, more of your phone calls here on America Talks Live. Thanks for watching, and please stay tuned.